While I'd like to claim responsibility for coming up with the idea of So Blonde, because it's such a cool idea, the team at Wizarbox actually came up with the initial premise, created some of the first character sketches and some sketches for the first locations before I came on board. What they didn't have was a fully fleshed out story and very little gameplay. So we had a starting point, and the guys at Wizarbox had some great ideas, and they brought me on board to help flesh out those ideas, develop them into a cohesive story, and work up the details of that story along with the gameplay, so that it was very fluid and would give adventure gameplayers again that they would enjoy playing and that we would all be proud of creating. The visual side of Sunny's character had already been established, and we knew that she was an American 17-year-old girl who was stranded on a Caribbean island inhabited by a group of pirates. What we had to do, and what I had to do in particular, was to develop that character in such a way that we wanted to know why she happened to be there, what she would make of her environment, and why there were pirates there in the first place, because sort of what actually was the setup for this. So it was important to develop Sunny in such a way that we could have fun with the whole setup, as well as creating a reasonably believable world within that premise. We also wanted to create a character who, although she would seem very superficial and dumb on the surface, there was much more to her than that. What we were worried about, if we just kept her dumb throughout the whole game, was that players would become very bored of her very quickly, and we wanted players to enjoy playing as Sunny and moving the game forward as she develops and grows as a person, so the player sort of enjoys the unfolding story that goes along with that. My favourite character is actually Sunny. Not that the other characters aren't great, but that I like the way that she grows as a person throughout the course of the story and through the game, and the growth is part of the way that the story unfolds. She must grow as a person in order to do these things that are portrayed in gameplay terms and through the story. But in a close second is our villain of the piece, One Eye, because it's just such a joy to be able to write his lines, because he's the true evil character in the game, and he's just such a different character. He's such a contrast to Sunny, who's so optimistic and bright and sunny. My favourite scene is actually the very ending of the game, which I'm really pleased that the way things came together in the end. And obviously I can't really tell you what it is here because that would spoil it for you. But so many games are criticised for poor endings, and it was something that I wanted to make sure that we avoided. So hopefully I've pulled all the elements together to make a very strong ending, and the drama between the characters will, I hope, work very well. But strangely enough, my second favourite scene is right at the very beginning of the game, when Sunny first arrives on the island and wakes up, and the first character that she meets is a young boy called Enrico, and I just love the cheekiness of his voice. And although I obviously wrote the lines, it was almost like he was speaking those words without me really interfering. It was kind of like we have this great character. He's very cheeky with Sonny. He's playful. They have a little bit of nice humour and banter between them, and I think that really sets up the tone for the whole game. And I think that, with the voices that we had recorded, then it just works out so nicely. We got nice time, and we've got exactly the right type of characterisation coming through, and it just works so well. And some of the information that he gives out is sort of some of it's kind of trivial, some of it's a little more important, and it will unfold during the course of the game. The original intention with the minigames was to offer a variety of gameplay without them being showstoppers. What we don't want is for players to get into the minigames and then find that they're impossible to do. Many people play adventures because they don't require a lot of reactive button pressing, and certainly, although one or two of them are a little like that, they're certainly not. They don't require an enormous amount of skill on the part of the player, beyond being fun. And that's what's at the heart of them. We want them to be fun and make people smile or feel as though they've achieved something beyond just the traditional puzzles, which are obviously the vast majority of the gameplay. I've not actually been to the Bermudas, but I've been on a cruise on 2 occasions, and it's been a fabulous holiday both times. And I think it's just the idea that you're relaxing on board ship, you're stopping in various ports to see the sights and explore, and it's just such a really cool way to chill out and have a relaxing holiday. There are always little bits and pieces which creep into any game, and we've certainly put a few Easter eggs in that. Funnily enough, me and my partner June are thinking of another cruise later this year, but we're trying to work out exactly when and where we can go.